students, in this video I am going to find out the electric field on the equatorial plane, okay, due to a dipole. Consider a dipole plus q and minus q separated by a distance 2a. Let us consider a point P. We are going to find out the electric field here, okay. So P is at a distance r from the center of this dipole. So from this is a right angled triangle. From this right angled triangle we can find out the distance, this distance, that is a square. This is 2a, then half distance is a. So from this triangle we can find out x square. If it is x, then it will be a square plus r square, okay. Similarly this side, if we consider this side of the triangle, then exactly here it is this distance from minus q to p, that also is r square plus a square. This is a square, this is r square plus a square here, because half distance this is a. So let us find out the electric field. Magnitude of electric field due to the two charges plus q and minus q, both are same here. So this magnitude we can write it as E plus Q or E minus Q, both are same. That is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by R square, isn't it? So Q divided by 4 pi epsilon 0, here 1 by this distance x square, that is R square plus A square. So both are same here. Magnitude of electric field due to plus Q and minus Q are same here at this point. So the resultant electric field, see this direction, see the direction of plus QE is in this direction and minus Q is in this direction. So the resultant field, this direction. So this field we can find out that this is just opposite to the dipole direction. So we usually take the dipole direction from minus to plus. So this is the direction of dipole, this is just opposite this electric field. So the resultant electric field we can say minus, that is direction is just opposite, minus E plus Q plus E minus Q due to both, into cos theta. We are here we are considering the direction. So theta is the angle between this dipole and this distance. So it is minus of this one, q divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 1 by r square plus a square, plus again this second term, because both are same, q divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 1 by r square plus a square into cos theta into unit vector p. That is, we are considering the direction, that's why unit vector we have given here. So it is minus, here q and q both terms are equal. So it is 2q divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 r square plus a square, because this is 2 times, into now cos theta. What is cos theta here? Cos theta means adjacent side, first this one, divided by this one, that is adjacent side is a divided by hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is this one. So it is a divided by, this is x square, but here hypotenuse is x, so it will come as square root of x square, sorry, square root of r square plus a square, that I have written here. Cos theta is equal to a divided by square root of hypotenuse r square plus a square, or square root means 1 by 2, or a divided by r square plus a square raised to 1 by 2, that we are going to put here. Cos theta is equal to a divided by r square plus a square whole raised to 1 by 2. This value we are going to put in this equation. So the equation will become minus 2q divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 r square plus a square into cos theta, that is a divided by r square plus a square whole raised to 1 by 2. That is minus 2qa divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 into, see these two terms, this is r square plus a square whole raised to 1, isn't it? 1 plus 1 by 2, that is 3 by 2. So it is a square plus r square whole raised to 3 by 2. So next we are considering this. We are going to simplify this term. For that we are considering this condition when r is much greater than a. So in this case we will consider the first term only, that is r square. This r square plus a square, that will be approximately equal to r square. So this term will come as r square, second term is neglected, raised to 3 by 2. So 2 and 2 get cancelled, 3r cube it will come. So it is minus 2qa divided by 4 pi epsilon 0. This term reduced to r cube. So it will come as, the equation will become minus 2qa. 2qa is actually dipole moment. That is, we know that dipole moment P is equal to charge into distance. See, here is 2a. So it is 2 here. Okay, 2qa. So instead of this 2qa, we write dipole moment P. So the equation will become P divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 r cube. This is the equation for electric field at a point on the equatorial plane. This is the equation for electric field due to a dipole on the equatorial plane. Okay, electric field due to a dipole for points on the equatorial plane. For a point on the equatorial plane, this is the equation, that is minus P divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 r cube. Now let us explain the physical significance of dipole. Okay, let us explain physical significance. What is the physical significance of dipole? We know that in polar molecules such as H2O, water is a polar molecule. So in polar molecules, the term itself is polar. That means the positive and negative charges are separated in this molecule. So here positive and negative charges are separated. That means they will have a dipole moment. So in polar molecules, they possess a dipole moment in the absence of electric field. So in the absence of electric field, we can say, or even in the absence of electric field. Okay, even in the absence of electric field in polar molecule, dipole moment is there. Okay, but in the case of non-polar molecule, let us consider non-polar molecule. So in the case of non-polar molecule, see the term non-polar means positive and negative, they are not separated. That is, center of positive and negative charges at the same place. At the same place means there is no dipole moment because the charges are not separated. So in this case, dipole moment is 0. In polar molecules, dipole moment is not 0 even in the absence of electric field, because already they have a dipole moment due to this separation of charges. But in non-polar molecule, since the positive and negative charges lie at the same place, that means dipole moment is 0. For example, in carbon dioxide, CH4, all these are examples for non-polar molecules. In this case, dipole moment is 0. So in order to produce a dipole moment for this one, we should give an external electric field for that. So in order to develop a dipole moment, Okay, a dipole moment in non-polar molecule, an external electric field should be applied. So these are the significance of dipoles. That is, in polar molecules the charges are separated, so they have a dipole moment even in the absence of electric field. So but in non-polar molecules, since the charges are at the same place, dipole moment, they are at the same place, means dipole moment is 0. So in non-polar molecules, in order to develop a dipole moment, we should supply an external electric field. These are the significance of dipoles. Okay. Now let us find out dipole in uniform external field. That is, dipole in uniform external field. What happens to that? When dipole is in uniform external field, what happens to the dipole? So consider a uniform field E. Okay, then a dipole here that is separated by a distance. Then due to this external field, this plus q and minus q, this both of this will experience a force, that is a force is exerted on this due to this electric field. That is, we can write F is equal to EQ, correct, EQ. And on this negative charge, due to this external field, another force is exerted on this, that is F is equal to minus EQ. A force is exerted on this negative charge also. So when a dipole is placed in a uniform external field, it will experience, this positive charge will experience a force plus EQ, and a negative charge will experience a force minus EQ. So that we can say the net force is 0. But see, but the net force on this dipole is 0, but the force acts, this force, the net force is 0, but the force acts on different points are different. Since the charges are separated, since these two charges are separated, the force acts on each and every point. Due to this force, the force acts on each and every point. So due to this force, see, this force acts on each and every point. Due to this, it will experience a torque. Torque is equal to force F cross D. That is the equation for torque. That is force cross product the distance. Here distance is 2a. So it is F 2a sine theta. Correct. See, here force is Q into E into 2a sine theta. That is equal to this one is there, P into 2a. What is that? Sorry, Q into 2a. This term Q into 2a is dipole moment P. E is there and sine theta. That means this is the cross product between P and E. Correct? This Q and 2a. That is P, dipole moment P. Then remaining is E and sine theta. That is P cross E. So torque that is experienced by this dipole when it is placed in a uniform external field is torque tau is equal to P cross C. This is the equation for torque experienced by a dipole when it is placed in a uniform external field. Now let us study about continuous distribution of charges. Okay, continuous distribution of charge means a charge that can be distributed in many ways. For example, it can be distributed on a surface, it can be distributed on a wire, or it can be distributed any volume. So in this case, the charge distribution already I have seen, it can be on surface, on any length, linear, or on any volume. In these cases, the charge density can be find out. That is, when the charge is distributed on the surface, we can call it as surface charge density. We can use the letter sigma, that is sigma is equal to delta Q by delta S, that is charge by area. This is the surface charge density. When the charge is distributed linearly, means in the case of a wire and all. In this case, linear charge density we can write as lambda is equal to delta Q by delta L. In this case, length is considered. And the third one is volume charge density. When the charge is distributed over the volume, we can write rho. Volume charge density rho is equal to delta Q divided by delta V, where delta V is the volume. And next, let us learn about Gauss's law. Gauss's law means, in this case, see, we have already seen that electric flux through an area delta S, any area, electric flux through any area delta S, we can write it as delta phi is equal to E dot delta S, or E delta S cos theta, E dot delta S. And we already know it is delta phi is equal to E. We already know this equation. Instead of E, we can put 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q divided by R square. This is unit vector R dot delta S. Why this 1 Q by R square? Because this electric field is formed due to this charge Q. And we are find this electric field, we say, at a distance R from this charge Q. That's why 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by R square. And this shows the direction, unit vector, and dot delta S. Instead of E, we have put this equation just here. So magnitude, we can write it as magnitude of delta phi is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by R square delta S. See, this one avoided this unit vector. So this is the magnitude, this is the electric flux through an area delta S. In this one, direction also included. So for closed surface, for in the case of a sphere, let us discuss about the sphere. In the case of a spherical ball or sphere, for closed surface, the surface area is 4 pi R square, isn't it? 4 pi R square. Just we are putting this equation 4 pi R square in the above one. Okay, so we will get the flux, here you can write delta phi is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by R square. Instead of delta S, we are putting 4 pi R square because for closed surface. So this, see, this R square and R square, 4 pi and 4 pi get cancelled, and final equation we will get Q by epsilon 0. Or we can say this one, electric flux through a closed surface is Q by epsilon 0. This is known as Gauss's law. Okay, or we can say if Q is 0, there will not be any flux through the surface. Suppose there is no charge inside, then there will not be any flux. That is, the total electric flux through a closed surface is 0 if no charge is enclosed by the surface. This is known as Gauss's law. Total electric flux through a closed surface is 0 if no charge is enclosed by the surface. Or we can write this equation, phi is equal to Q by epsilon 0. And this surface is called Gaussian surface. We will continue in the next session.